From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. First play from scrimmage. Watson going to throw it. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be second and a couple. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Back to throw, Watson. He gets it complete to Harris. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out, how vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And that's going to be incomplete. When you talk about this Jets defense, this crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. 2nd from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
Defending the pass has not been one of their strong suits throughout the season, but if they have any hopes of making waves in January, they've got to improve in this area.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. He's good. Short, needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Running for it, here's Chubb. And he's going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there.
I don't believe that was called right here in the moment. I believe this was called during practice this week, that he was going to decide to be aggressive even on his own side of the field.
Just, you mean because it's the opening drive? Maybe they had this scripted?
I think that he just talked about it with his team and said, listen, I'm confident in you. If we end up in this situation, we'll go for it early just to set a tone in this game.
Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game. And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right, you're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 7-0 game. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Rodgers. That's complete. It's Malachi Corley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet 1st down. What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The Jets are 12 and 2 now on the year. But Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here? Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one. They'll go again with Hall. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago. But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
The Browns drive about to get started. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. Two division leaders in the AFC. Could this... Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. You look at this Browns defense. They enter play here 24th in the league against the run.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better because playoff football often means running football. So they've got to be prepared for that.
Now it's Rodgers. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down inbounds. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Now, despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. A give running right is Chubb. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun, here's Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. On fourth down, Corey Bojorquez gets set to punt for Cleveland. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Jets will take over first and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to, or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he stopped immediately there. Safety Grant Delpit up to make the play.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2nd and 10. On the counter, it's Hall. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Screen play setting it up for Mitchell. And he's going to be dumped there, but he does have a first down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a 2nd and 10. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They'll give to Hall. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. This one deep for Wilson. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jets are back within a score. Done good with the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Coming right, this is Chubb on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Jets will take over.
At their own 42-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They came out not so hot. The first quarter, they were sputtering a little bit. But they seem to have stayed the course and really righted the ship here in the second.
Well, let's face it, all the preparation that goes into getting ready for a game, all the scouting reports, the practice, the repetition, sometimes you get a little bit of a lull to start things off. Maybe you get a little flat, but if you put in that time, you put in that effort, it can come back to you, and that's what we're seeing so far.
Now can they keep that momentum going? Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. On on play action. Rodgers.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Paul on a give up the middle.
Oh, he sheds himself free. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Rodgers now to throw.
Taking in left side, it's Wilson.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Throwing is Rodgers.
He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown.
A great play there, with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year.
And the Jets will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Done good with the extra point.
And it's now 17-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And that's a good start right there. This game has changed pretty dramatically in the last few minutes. So now these guys are forced to play from behind here. And that's a positive first step towards claiming this lead right back.
Here's Watson. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
To throw is Watson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. They go up the middle with Chubb. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. Down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Ball again. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher. And we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball play.
They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped.
A handoff for Hall. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as...
He's got a man complete. A big play that time for Cleveland. 45 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now it's Watson. Under pressure, and down he goes. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now Chubb running right, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They set up the screen to Chubb. Pushes him over. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, You see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Open man here is Conklin. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Myles Garrett able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
57 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Tyler Conklin, 37 yards. And the Jets are going to take the lead. Done good with the extra point.
And they will take a 7-point lead. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Watson.
Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Here's Chubb on the read option.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. Now Watson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
from the 47. It's 2nd and 5.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Watson off play action. Sliding out of the pocket.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, pushing his way through. And the Jets are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Well, when he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain. Taking it right down Broadway. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Well, they had done a really nice job on him through 3 quarters plus, but you just had that feeling eventually he was going to get loose.
And this is why coaches always preach that it's a 4-quarter game, right? It gets trite for us. It gets trite for the fans. This is exactly what they're talking about. What you did before was terrific, but will it stand up if you start giving up big plays as we saw there?
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
They give the Chubb out of the gun.
And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3.
The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Back to throw, Watson. And that will be incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Watson.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Watson now to throw.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
The offense on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's going to float this one deep right side.
And now Watson throws another interception. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Robert Spillane able to bring him down.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Rodgers going to throw.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Here's a give to Hall.
And fights through one man.
Taken down at the 47-yard line. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. To throw is Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good. But when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
And that is taken in by Njoku.
Look at the big man rumble.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, an 80-yard touchdown.
And the Browns have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown.
Makes the score Jets 31, Browns 24.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1. Here's Hall again.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Give to Hall running right.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
2nd and 5.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
They'll set up the screen for Hall. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he is going to have a Jets first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
Now down for the extra point.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on.
Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. To throw, Watson. Open man downfield is Judy. He's got it. Down the left sideline.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Jerry Judy, 70 yards. And the Browns have cut it back within a score.
Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So a 7-point game. They'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. And the Jets have got it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though, now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And they will take a knee here. The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take the knee. Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that